Hey guys, we've got to talk about this. How in the hell is this guy that I know, who I would call a friend, more of a mentor, how is he utilizing these high risk robots and trading systems to pay for his toys, like his Porsche subscription service? If you don't know what that is, I'm going to share that with you. I'm J6.4, not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm not qualified to give financial advice. What I do is I put these AI, these robots, these algorithmic high risk trading systems to the test with real money. Our number one goal is to find, to source anything that can take small accounts, small amounts of money, and grow it into wealth and income. Let's get right into this. As you can see, I still have my high-tech Word document here, as good as it gets, but I think that the information is so valuable, you'll give me a pass on this. So, how does his high-risk Forex EA pay for a Porsche? And I kind of named this with the help of ChatGTP, debt offset trading and investing. So this guy, he drives a Porsche and several Porsche throughout the year with his Porsche Drive subscription service. If you never heard of it, let me give you a brief overview of it on the website. I was in contact with this guy like 5 or 6 years ago, and I think at most locations they don't offer this anymore. But just a brief overview for anywhere between $1,800 a month and $3,500 a month, you can go to the lot, and it's almost like short-term rental programs because it takes care of insurance, maintenance, road assistance, all of that. And depending on what tier, the lower tier is $1,800 a month. The higher tiers are of membership, that is, are anywhere between $300 to $3,500 plus a month. I'm sorry, if I said year, I meant a month for these subscriptions. So I think that he's someplace around the maybe $2,500 a month range. And I thought the guy was a dealer because I used to always see him in different Porsche whenever I was in Atlanta. But that wasn't the case. He was just a subscription guy who, which I'm going to show you how he did it, and it was his money making money to pay for his toys. Let's get into this. Again, I had questions, and these are some of the answers right here. So, what makes him so different than other people was number one, he had money and he had mindset. Okay, this is what I mean by money. If he needed $25 to $3,000 a month, and he wanted to get that from the proceeds of forex trading, options trading, crypto trading, whatever the case may be. He has to have enough money that can generate those type of profits realistically, right? So it's different getting $2,000 or $3,000 a month from 100,000. It's a lot easier to do that. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just what I've observed. Than to get that out of $1,000 or even $10,000. So we get that. His mindset was and is still what he considers a toy. He's not going to take money out of his family budget to do that. A Porsche is a toy. His boats are toys. His four wheelers are toys. He sets aside risk capital, turns it into a revenue center, and he pays for it out of that. So let's just say he has a couple $1,000,000 net worth. I don't know this, and I'm just guesstimating. But if he has a couple $1,000,000, then he's going to use $100,000 just for risk projects, things of that nature, and he wants to get anywhere between, you can see this here, two, 2 to 5% a month on his money. Remember, this is not investing. This is trading, and it's high risk trading. So he vets enough and he feels pretty comfortable that he can average out. Remember, some things are going to be a bust, some things are going to just skyrocket and have that parabolic type of crypto movement, right? But at the end of the day, he's averaging 2 to 5% a month on his investments. And guys, when you look at this, he has it, and it wasn't set up like this, so I added some of my own flavor to it. But he has MTO goals in a way because he told me that he segments different milestones. And of course, as you well know, I utilize the system of MTO goals. M, of course, is what are my minimum expectations that I would be happy with. T, what's my target, my realistic target, and O is something that's outrageous, something that I would think that would be a little bit below impossible, but it happens anyway. It's worth a shot. I'll put it that way. His minimum goal is, he says, hey man, I just want to subsidize the payment. So if I have a $3,000 payment and I end up averaging $500 a month, at least that's enough to subsidize it, and I still have my principal investment. Cool. That's his minimum. That's his expectation. T, he wants to cover the monthly expense. So, and he tells me cover means a little bit over what the minimum payment is. So, of course, if his subscription services, Porsche, is $2,500 a month, he'd like to see $3,000 comes in. His outrageous goal is have a quarter cover a whole year. In other words, if it's $30,000, he would love to see $30,000 for the year of subscription payments. He would love to see that $30,000 goal hit Q1. So that's his outrageous. So what are his primary tools? Number one, he has capital. Number two, he has vetted systems and robots. As a matter of fact, I'm actually trade copying one of his systems. He has a trade copier. He uses, and he introduced me to social trading tools. And of course, he has the copy service, which is his copy service. So I'm gonna give you full transparency on that. The cool thing about a copy service is if he spends anywhere between $5,000 to $30,000 for a particular algorithm, the cool thing about copying is we can all throw something in instead of us paying coming out of our pockets ourselves five to $30,000, and we just can copy the results, and we're going to get pretty close results. And so far, so good. We are. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, I'm going to share with you this back test, and I'm just going to let this sucker run. I want to share some of the parameters with you. First of all, this is a robot that we're using, and we're using for trade copy as well. And we're going to customize this period to the beginning of this year. And you know that we went through a lot of economic ups and downs, at least market volatility, and sharp strike spikes. Woo! And we're going to see how that affected this particular robot. And of course, we're going to do that all the way to the end of September. So that'll be 3 full quarters. And we're going to test that with $1,000 account. Of course, just multiply it by the thousands that you are looking at trading with. This should give you similar results. And this is all hypothetical. Remember that, because it's only a back test of what happened then. So what we'll do is we'll just hit start, and I will share with you the graph. If you need to go forward, please do so. But now remember, guys, when you're looking at this green one, this is the equity. So there are going to be some spikes in equity, and this is a consistent balance. So whenever you see the green spikes here, that means that these are not closed trades, but it closes up here and becomes part of the balance. The equity is different than the balance most of the time. So there we go. So let's just see how it goes. I'm going to let you guys watch, and I'll be here, but I'll be back to explain it in probably a minute, no more than 2 minutes. Nope, look at that spike. We'll talk about that too. It's already over 30%, guys. Is that it's past the 349 mark, and I bet you it's already gone past Liberation Day as far as the dates. Yeah, because it says right now it's in August. Yeah, it's in August right now. Okay. All right, guys. So in 3 quarters, we have a little bit over 50% because right here it shows 1,505. But let's look at the back test. Here we go. So the net profit in those 3 months is 513, and that's relatively conservative. Now check out the drawdowns. This is what I look for. We have 11% equity drawdown. That means one of those spikes that you saw, it actually pulled down. If let's just say that it pulled down at $1,000, it will pull down to like $889 or $900. That would show an equity drawdown. And the max was 11%. As you see there, it says 10.99. You can't get any closer than 11% there. So that was really, really cool. Now, this thing is optimized for $1,000. So if you had more than $1,000, like our friend, you may want to utilize the trade copier to up the amount of lots, to scale the amount of lots based on your balance. Let me show you what my friend does. Now, this is the inner workings of a trade copier and some of the settings that you could put on here. So the general settings is, for instance, this is a real trade copier. This trade copier is set up to trade one of our accounts, right? So we have a T-Bot $500 live account. It's trading to a $5,000 account. So we know that 5,000 is more than 500. So what if we wanted similar results? So if we wanted that 50% result, we wanted 50% per every thousand that we have in there. So we've got to do things a little bit differently if we have a $5,000 account. So that $5,000 account is 10x. So for every one lot that it trades in the $500 account, we wanted to trade um, 10 lots in the $5,000 account. Does that make sense? So therefore, if that's going to be a 10x, what would that look like? So with mere mortals like ourselves, a 10x this would be $5,000 in 3 quarters, which is nothing to sneeze at, depending on what sort of debt that you're trying to offset. Now, someone like him, of course, you know, he's not a mere mortal. If he put 50,000 in there, it would be 50x that, so he would have $25,000 that he can offset. So that'll get him pretty close to his $25,000 a month. Remember, because we have a whole another quarter to go, and that's on that one vehicle. This guy, he still trades crypto, he still trades options, and he still trades equity. So he has a good mix. But what I'm more interested in is this hands-off type of algo trading, which according to him, this is where most of his gains come from. There we go. I tried to make this thing short and sweet. If you want some of our resources, you can find that free on our Patreon group or some of the social media that you can find links to down there. Go out there, make some real money. Peace.